Hey, yo. Welcome back to the channel, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another live stream. Welcome back to another live stream. It has been a while. It's been a while. It's been a while. This right here, this right here is going to be an incredible live stream. I am going to talk about this upcoming crash. Yes, guys, Bitcoin is about to dump. We are going to see the price of Bitcoin somewhere in the $50,000 range between now and next weekend. Between now and next weekend, we are going to see the price of Bitcoin in the $50,000 range. I'm going to show you exactly how I came to this conclusion. We are going to take a look at the chart of Bitcoin in the short term, mostly focus on the daily time frame. And we are also going to talk about the state of the cryptocurrency market. Yes, a major dump is coming, but I believe you want to take advantage of this upcoming dump, guys. This is going to provide an incredible opportunity. I think a bunch of altcoins are going to go up 50%. 100%, 200%, some even 300%. So smash the like button, subscribe if you're new, and let's talk about this market. But once again, welcome back. I hope you guys are having an amazing week. I hope that you are having an amazing day. It has been a while. The last time I live streamed, I believe, was about 2-3 days ago. But we are back again. We are here, guys. We are back again. And this is going to be an incredible live stream. This is going to be an incredible live stream. I am telling you right now, look, the price of Bitcoin is at $68,000. But between now and next Sunday, I'm talking about March the 14th, I believe. What is next Sunday? Next Sunday is either 15 or the 14. So next Sunday it is the 15. Next Sunday is the 15. Between now and March the 15th, we are going to see the price of Bitcoin in the $50,000 range. And I'm going to explain to you exactly how I got $50,000 range, why I believe we are about to see a drop in the $50,000 range, and we are also going to analyze the opportunity that comes after we drop in the $50,000 range. This right here is a must watch. I'm telling you right now, chat. This right here is a must watch. Lies, yeah, that's okay. It's just my opinion on the market. But I'm predicting that between now and next Sunday, March the 14th, we are going to see the price of Bitcoin somewhere in the $50,000 range. Chat, I am not clickbaiting. All right. I am not clickbaiting you. I believe in my analysis. I believe in exactly my outlook on this $50,000 range. And I'm going to explain to you guys. I am going to explain to you exactly how I think we get into the $50,000 range. Look, is it certain? Absolutely not, guys. Are we certain that we're going to $50,000? Are we certain that we're going to that we're going into this $50,000 range? Absolutely not. All right, absolutely not. And this is not financial advice, but this is my belief based on technical analysis, based on how I think this has shaped out and how I think this is all going to play out. All I need you to do is go over my Bitcoin price analysis from the last couple of weeks. What have I been saying to you guys this entire time? What I say to you was, we are going to range. Chat, what I've said to you has been that we are going to range between $60,000 and $72,000. And this is exactly what Bitcoin has done, guys. All right. I've said this since the time, we hit 60,000 and we rebounded to $72,000. I told you guys, most likely the local top is in, and we haven't broken $72,000. We have not broken $72,000. All right. We have not broken $72,000 since I told you guys that we were going to range. When many were calling for a relief rally on the weekly, what did I say to you? What I say to you guys was that there was never going to be a weekly rally on the weekly. There was never going to be a relief weekly rally. And why was that? Well, it was because we just had one. We just had a weekly rally from $80,000 to $97,000. And what I say to you guys was the price of Bitcoin is going to go sideways for several weeks. Chat, if you don't believe me, just go over my updates. All right. If you guys don't believe me, just go over my updates. So I want to kind of go over this, before I get into exactly why I think we are going to see a $50,000 Bitcoin between now and next Sunday, guys. March the 15th. Is it certain? Of course not, guys. But I believe the range has come to an end. I believe the range has come to an end. We are in the topping range, and I believe we are going to see a $50,000 Bitcoin sometimes in the next couple of days. But anyways, if you don't believe me, all right, some of you guys who have not watched my streams, what I say to you guys, when Bitcoin hit 60,000 and we got back to $72,000, what I say to you guys was that the top of the rally is in, all right, and we are more likely are going to see a Bitcoin that is going to go sideways. All right, this is exactly what I say to you guys. I say we are going to go sideways for several weeks. All right, all you got to do is just watch my streams right here, guys. Look, this is 2 weeks ago. All right, this is 2 weeks ago. $60,000 to $72,000 for weeks. All right, I said this to you guys about 2 weeks ago. The Bitcoin is about to range for the next couple weeks. All right, it is right here, guys. It is literally right here. All right, it is right here. I told you guys the top of the rally was in, and we are about to go sideways for weeks. Let me see. What is Bitcoin, guys? Right here. All right. I said to you guys, we are about to go sideways for weeks. And this is exactly what Bitcoin has done, guys. All right. This is exactly what Bitcoin has done. Over the last couple weeks, we have ranged between $60,000 and $72,000. Right. Over the last couple weeks, guys, Bitcoin has ranged. Right. Every time the Moon Boys started calling for $80,000, $78,000, I told you guys, no, we are going to range between $60,000 and $72,000. And this is exactly what we've done, guys. This is exactly what we have done. And I want to explain to you exactly why we're going into the $50,000 range. My prediction is that by March 15, which is next Sunday, all right, we are going to see a $50,000 Bitcoin. Maybe not exactly 50, but I believe we are heading into the $50,000 range. Right? Bitcoin right now is at $68,000, but I'm telling you guys right now, in the next couple of days, we're going into the $50,000 range. Right? We are going into the $50,000 range. Again, is it certain? Of course not. Right? I could be wrong. I'm not here to try to be right and what I'm here to do is to analyze this market. And I'm about to show you exactly why we're going into the $50,000 range in the next couple of days. Why should you believe me? Chad, this is not clickbaiting. I am not clickbaiting. And I'm telling you right now, man, a couple of days from now, when the price of Bitcoin is in the $50,000 range, you come back here and you say, wow, I should have listened. Wow. We did get into we did drop into the $50,000 range. What did I say to you guys a couple of weeks ago? What I said to you guys was that we were going to range between $60,000 and $72,000 for weeks. Right? 2 weeks later, guys, if you don't believe me, it's right here. It's not just here. It's You look at these updates right here. This is exactly what I say to you over and over and over again. But anyways, let's talk about why we're going into the $50,000 range. Let's talk about why we're going into the $50,000 range. Let me get rid of these moving averages right here, and then let me tell you exactly why and how we're going into the $50,000 range. So anyways, between now and Sunday, next Sunday, not this upcoming Sunday, March the 15th. Before March the 15th, I believe we are going to see the price of Bitcoin in the $50,000 range. Bitcoin has been in a weekly pullback since the retest of $97,000. Since the retest, since the relief rally of $97,000, Bitcoin has been pulling back or in a downtrend. All right. You look at the performance of Bitcoin, guys. All right. Consecutively, red weekly candles. When the price of Bitcoin was right here at $60,000, and many were predicting that we were going to see a move back into the $80,000 range. What I say to you was, we are not going to see the price of Bitcoin in the $80,000 range. We are not going to see a weekly bounce. And what I say to you was, the look of this daily consolidation is not bullish. It's bearish. What I said to you guys throughout this entire consolidation was that the makeup and the look of this consolidation is not something that you want to be bullish on. This is a bearish consolidation, and it is going to last for a couple weeks. And once the consolidation is over, we are going to dump into the $50,000 range. This is exactly what I have been saying to you guys these last couple weeks. This is exactly what I have been saying to you these last couple weeks. You check it out, every single one of my Bitcoin updates from the last couple weeks. What I say to you was, we are going to range in the $60,000 range. We are going to range in the $60,000. All right, the range is $60,000. And after that, we are going to dump into the $50,000 range. This is exactly what I've said to you guys. Also, what did I say to you guys a couple days ago? What I say to you was, keep your eyes on the daily RSI. All right? When Bitcoin's daily RSI was extremely oversold, what I say to you was, hey, over the next couple of days, we are going to see a reset. We are going to get a rally in the daily RSI, and most likely we're heading back into the 50 range. The RSI is heading back into the 50 range. Chat, this is exactly what I say to you. This is exactly what I say to you. Look, check it out, the update right here from about 8 days ago. You check it out, some of the updates, I think somewhere around here, guys. I should have done more of. There we go, right here, guys. This is 3 weeks ago right here. All right, RSI right here, guys. RSI on the daily. Look at the RSI on the daily. Extremely oversold. And what I said to you guys was that, hey, we are going to see a reset in the daily RSI because it is extremely, extremely oversold. And what I say to you was, this is not bullish. All right, a reset in the daily RSI is not bullish. An oversold RSI is not bullish. When many was telling you guys to buy Bitcoin because the daily was extremely oversold, what I say to you was, hey, this is not bullish. Just because the daily RSI is oversold, it doesn't mean it's time to buy Bitcoin. In a bear market, oversold doesn't mean anything. Chat, this is exactly what I say to you. So, what is the daily RSI right now, guys? It is at 46. All right. Daily RSI is at 46. We are approaching the 50 range that I have been talking about these last couple of days or couple of weeks, I should say. So, with the daily RSI approaching the 50 and the price of Bitcoin around $68,000 and very close to $72,000. I believe we are in the topping range of this consolidation, and very soon. And the reason I say by March the 15th, the reason my prediction is by March the 15th is because I don't think we have more than 2 weeks left. I do not believe we have more than 2 weeks left in this range right here, guys. I think we are going to get a breakout. It's either we break out to the upside or to the downside. And I am extremely bearish on this market. So because of that, I believe Bitcoin is going to break down. I believe we are going to see the price of Bitcoin in the $50,000 range sometimes by next weekend. Right? Sometimes by next weekend, I think we are going to see the price of Bitcoin in the $50,000 range. To me, we are tapping right here, guys. Look, like it or not, I don't care about people's opinion. It is what it is. Right? It literally is what it is, guys. I don't care about people's opinion. I'm looking at Bitcoin consolidation, and I believe this consolidation right here is coming to an end. I think we are in the topping range. Right? I don't think we have a couple more weeks here. I think at most we have about 2 weeks. So I'm counting this is week number 1, and next week is week number 2. I just don't see the price of Bitcoin in this range right here 2 weeks from now. Like, I really, really don't see that. So that is something I'm going to monitor, very, very closely. What else, guys? What else am I looking at? Well, I'm looking at the daily MACD, guys. The daily MACD has been giving us what we like to call a bullish divergency. All right. Price of Bitcoin has been going sideways, but the MACD, all right, the MACD has been trending up. So if you look at the MACD, guys, we are looking pretty good. If you are looking at this MACD, this is not a MACD that looks like is about to sell off. You look at the price of Bitcoin, the price is going sideways. This is exactly what we call, all right, bullish divergency. So what do I think we're about to get from the daily MACD? I believe the daily MACD is about to give us a sell signal. I believe we're about to get a sell signal on the daily MACD. And this MACD right here is going to give us, there's two things that we could potentially get from this daily MACD over the next couple of days. It's either we get a higher low, meaning we get something that looks like this, where this blue line crosses below this red line right here. And then we come all the way down here, guys, and we put in a higher low, or we come all the way down and we put in a double bottom. I think this is exactly what we are going to see over the next couple of days. Once this MACD is somewhere around here, guys, the price of Bitcoin, I believe the price of Bitcoin is going to do something that looks like this. We are going to do something that looks like this. This is just my belief. We are going to do something that looks like this, and then I'm going to talk about what comes after. But I believe we are going to see a move to the downside. Okay, this move right here should bring us into the $50,000 range. What about the RSI? What are we more likely to get from the RSI? Well, I believe we're about to see exactly the same thing. I don't know if the RSI comes up here, but I think the RSI is about to sell off as well. We might come back and retest the 30s, maybe the higher 30s or maybe the 40s, but even all the way down, oversold actually. This is going to be something that I also want to talk about. I'm going to tell you exactly what I think this is going to mean, in the short term. So this is all that I believe is about to happen over the next couple days. We are in the topping range. We are topping. This consolidation is coming to an end. Recent price action has been boring. And this is why I've said to you guys numerous times, do not trade Bitcoin. We about to range for a couple weeks. Literally, guys, it is right here. All right. Those that don't believe, it is right here. Right. It is literally right here, guys. I said to you, we are about to range for weeks. Yo, we are 2 weeks into this range right here. And if you go back to this live stream right here, guys, and you listen to it, I give you about 4 weeks. What I say to you was, hey, I think the price of Bitcoin is going to spend 4 weeks, all right, between $60,000 and $72,000. Guys, guess what? This is week number 4. This is week number 4 right here, guys. I said this to you exactly about 2 weeks ago. I know some of you guys, you don't want to believe this, but this is exactly what I say to you. About 4 weeks ago, guys, I'm sure I can pull it up somewhere around here. Do I have something where I'm going over the weekly? Where is the weekly? There we go, right here. I don't know, this is Iran. Look, somewhere around here. I'm sure it's somewhere around here. All right. What I say to you guys was that we are about to spend about 4 weeks between $60,000 and $72,000. This is the update, guys. I have plenty more updates. I should have done my research. Should have spent some time, all right, looking up this video right here. But anyways, so this is week number 4. After this week, we get week number 5 next week. So this is why I'm looking at March the 15th. I don't think we pass March the 15th without us, hitting the $50,000 range. All right. I just don't see it. I just don't see it, guys. Right? And the reason I just don't see it is because I'm looking at RSI and I'm thinking between now and next weekend, I don't see how this RSI is not somewhere in the 50s. And I don't think this is an RSI that is heading into the 70s, into the 80s. This is not this is not bear market behavior. All right. Bear market behavior is RSI is extremely oversold. RSI resets, comes somewhere around the 50s. That marks the end of the range or the rally, and then we go all the way back into oversold territory. So I am looking at Bitcoin right now, and I'm looking at the cryptocurrency market. And my message to you is get ready for a major dump. We are about to dump into the $50,000 range. Now, this crash into the $50,000 range is going to be an opportunity. This is going to be an opportunity. And the reason this is going to be an opportunity is because after, we are going to get exactly what many have been predicting. And that is a weekly relief rally, guys. I believe this drop into the $50,000 range is going to be a major buy opportunity because after, I see the price of Bitcoin probably going up between 20 to 40%. I see the price of Bitcoin probably going up between 20 and 40% after the dump into the $50,000 range. All right, so let's talk about it. Chat, if you know anything about my streams, if you know anything about how I have been predicting this bear market, all right, I am looking at the current Bitcoin price action very similar to this price action right here, guys. I think this is exactly where we are. All right, when the price of Bitcoin consolidated, right, when we consolidated right here between $25,000 to $32,000, I think this is exactly where we are in this bear market. And I believe that we're about to see this move right here. I think this is the move that we're about to get before we get this relief rally right here. Look at this rally right here, guys. This is the weekly rally that I think is coming up. And this was a 40% move. So if the price of Bitcoin goes to around, let's call it $53,000. I think 53 is a real major target. If we go all the way down to $53,000, so 53 is somewhere around here, and then we get a 40% rally, you're looking at a Bitcoin that goes from 53, all right, a 20% move brings us back to around $64,000. And the 40% move, you're looking at a Bitcoin that is back to around $75,000. So I believe we are going to see something like this. Right? I believe in the month of April, this is more likely going to take place towards the end of March, early April. All right. I think we are going to see something like this, guys. We are going to get a rally from the low 50s into the higher 70s. Is this 70s? Yes, 70s. Right. From the low 50s into the low mid 70s. And people are going to flip bullish right here. But this is not going to be a bull market. I promise you. This is not going to be a bull market. This is going to be a weekly relief rally. Something that many of you guys, many of your favorite influencers have been predicting. A lot of influencers have predicted a weekly rally. But what I say to you was, there's never going to be a weekly rally. And the reason is because we just had one. We literally just had one, guys. From $80,000 to $97,000. That was a couple weeks ago. Now, it's been some time now. All right. We are 4 weeks ranging between $60,000 and $72,000. And I believe the range is coming towards the end. I don't see 3-4 weeks ranging $60,000 to $70,000. I don't see that. All right. And because I believe this is a bearish consolidation, I believe we are going to break down. I don't think we're going to break out to the upside. All right. I am happy to be wrong. I'm not here to try to please you guys. I'm not here to lie to you. I'm not here to clickbait you. I believe this is a bearish consolidation and we're about to see a move into the $50,000 range. But the move into the $50,000 range, it is going to be an incredible opportunity to get into a position to take advantage of this upcoming weekly relief rally. Remember, we haven't had a relief rally on the weekly, guys, since $80,000 to $97,000, and that was a while ago. Right? This is not a relief rally right here. This is just Bitcoin ranging on the daily. And I told you guys this is exactly what was going to happen. All right. Once again, chat, look, I'm not making any of this up. All you got to do is go back to my live streams. All right. Go back to my Bitcoin streams from a couple weeks ago. What did I say to you? All right. What did I say? Look, this is 3 weeks ago right here, guys. What did I say to you 3 weeks ago? All right, look at the title of this stream right here. Bitcoin bounced back above $70,000. New all-time high soon. I'm literally making fun of the bulls. All right, and I told you guys, do not fall for this trap. All right, chat, I told you, do not fall for this trap. If you go back and you listen to this stream right here. All right, what did I say actually? Let me play this a little bit. All right, let me try to play some of this right here, chat. What exactly did I say to you back here? What? Let me see exactly what I said to you here, because I want to play this back. All right, I'm just gonna go back, guys. I should have done more of my research. I should have came back and, played this and, all of that. What did I say here? Anyways, guys, doesn't matter. Next time I stream, probably tomorrow, I'll go back and bring up some of these receipts. But what I'm saying to you is the range that we've talked about, and remember, I know exactly what I said in those streams. What I said to you was we are going to range on the daily, not on the weekly, on the daily. All right. And if you go to the weekly, we have seen a continuation of closing below the prior weekly close. What did we talk about these last couple of weeks, guys? Every single weekly close. I told you guys it was going to be lower than the previous one. And this is exactly what we got these last 3 weeks. So what I'm saying to you right now is between now and next Sunday, March the 15th, we are more likely are going to be in the $50,000 range. But going in the $50,000 range is going to be an opportunity because I believe what comes after is finally the relief rally that many of you guys have been asking for, that many of you guys have been predicting, many of your influencers. Chat, remember your influencers who have spent these last weeks predicting that Bitcoin is going back into the $80,000 range when I was telling you that we were never, ever going to see, well, maybe not ever, but we were never going back into the $80,000 range because we were just there. All right. We were just literally there a couple weeks ago. That, my friends, is finally going to happen. But guess what? Many of those guys were wrong and we were right. And right now, what I'm saying to you is, look, I don't do this very often. You guys, I don't do this very often. I focus on price action. I focus on trends. But right now, I am telling you, between now and March the 15th, which is next Sunday, not this upcoming Sunday, we are more likely are going to be in the $50,000 range. And remember, guys, when Bitcoin was rallying right here, I am the same person that told you that we were in the topping range between $95,000 and $97,000. And what I say to you was we are going to see a major dump. And that's exactly what we got, guys. And once again, look, if you don't believe me, it's perfectly fine because guess what? The receipts are right here. All right? Right here, guys. You go back to a couple months ago, maybe. Oh, right here, guys. Look, what I say to you was, hey, look, BTC hits $96,000. As predicted, something bad is coming. Chat, we're not making this up. All right, we are not making this up. BTC at $97,000. And what I told you guys, hey, something bad is coming. This is the beginning of a major crash, man. Literally, guys. It is right here, guys. All right. It is literally right here. All right. This is not clickbaiting. The same way I was predicting at $97,000 that we were topping is exactly what I'm telling you right now. All right. BTC is topping. This range is finally coming to an end. And we are about to see the price of Bitcoin in the $50,000 range very, very soon, man. All right. And once again, look, I don't want you to believe me. All right. The beauty of the cryptocurrency market is that you have to verify. All right. Go back to my streams, guys, and see what was I talking about. What was I predicting these last couple of weeks? What I said to you guys was, hey, I'm not expecting, I think we're going lower than 60,000, but I'm not expecting us to go in, below $60,000 right now. I think we are going to spend weeks between $60,000 and $72,000. All right. We are going to see an RSI reset because we were extremely oversold. We are going to see a reset in the RSI. And when many, all right, when many were calling, all right, the RSI oversold a buy opportunity, I told you guys, this is not a buy opportunity. And I was absolutely right, guys, because guess what? RSI extremely oversold. Can you imagine if you would have bought Bitcoin because RSI was at 15. Like, you know how foolish that would have been? Where are we right now, guys? $68,000. We are exactly in the same place we were right here, guys. All right? The 5th of February. We are in March right now, guys. We are exactly where we were a month ago. What I said to you guys was oversold RSI in a bear market doesn't mean anything. It is not a buy opportunity. How many times have people been telling you to buy Bitcoin because weekly RSI is oversold? Oh, this is the most oversold weekly RSI. The last time we were this oversold. You got to go back into... Guys, the market doesn't care about oversold in a bear market. It doesn't mean anything. And it actually makes sense. Because the strength is with the bears, not with the bulls, man. RSI is a sign of strength, guys. In this case, this is a sign of weakness. And this is not a good weakness. This is a bad weakness. So, can you imagine if you go to buy Bitcoin because RSI on the weekly is oversold? All right, the most oversold weekly RSI in the history of Bitcoin, because a lot of these influencers, they look back at, summer 2022, RSI is oversold. And what I say to you was, guys, look, oversold RSI doesn't mean anything. When RSI is down here, look for some divergency. All right, being oversold is meaningless. It's a trap. Price will go lower. Now, once the RSI starts creeping up, when the RSI goes higher on the weekly from an oversold, an oversold weekly, all right, and then RSI starts rising and price is declining, that, my friends, is something to take advantage of, because that's exactly what we call bullish divergency. So, I'm going to say this one more time, and then we're going to move on to something else. I see the price of Bitcoin in the $50,000 range by next Sunday, March the 15th. I don't do too many predictions. I could be wrong. This is not certain. There is no certainty when it comes to technical analysis, but I feel very confident with this one. And I am going to say one more time in the $50,000 range over the next couple of days. And I'm going to stand by my outlook on BTC. All right, guys, let's talk about altcoins. And then we are going to be done with the live stream. So let's talk about altcoins. I'm going to share with you guys with some coins that I think are absolutely cooked right now. Now, once again, let me talk about something that's more optimistic. This upcoming drop is going to provide an immense opportunity in altcoins. I believe we are going to see some big runners after this drop right here, guys. So let's kind of talk about that. A bunch of these altcoins are extremely oversold to the downside. If you are looking at weekly charts, so let's go with Solana, for instance. If I'm looking at Solana and I'm looking at this weekly time frame right here, guys, my outlook on Solana is that we are probably going into the $50 range, right? I think we're about to see a $50, maybe low 60s, Solana sometimes in the next couple of days. Now, this is going to be an opportunity. All right. I think if we can drop into the $50 range on the weekly, there's a very good chance we might get a very big move in the price of Solana. Very similar to, I'm going to say, look, we might get something very similar to this, or we might get something very similar to this right here. All right. This rally right here, this was a very big one. This was an 85% rally. Remember, these are relief rallies. This one right here, this was even this one right here, guys, this was an 80% rally. So I believe we are going to see something very similar. So if I'm looking at Solana right now, guys, If we come anywhere around $50, I don't think this is going to be the end of his bear market. But if we're looking at a $50 Solana, I am very confident that we push back into the 90s. And I'm very confident that an 80% jump in the price of Solana wouldn't be surprised at all. I don't think this is something that would surprise me. So there's going to be an opportunity across the altcoin market. Some of these altcoins are going to do a 100% move, 200% moves, even 300% moves, guys. This is altcoins, all right? Extremely volatile, extremely volatile. If I'm looking at SUI, all right, SUI right here. If the price of SUI comes into this 40 cents range, who's to say that we can go up probably 150%, bringing the price of SUI back to around $1.50. And let me be honest right here, guys. Look, if price of SUI goes back to $1.50 from the 40 cents range, like, do you know how many people are going to flip bullish again? Right? Do you know how many people are going to flip bullish if they see the price of SUI go from the 40 cents range back to around $1.15? It's going to be a lot of them. And I'm going to be honest, this is not a bullish move, guys. This is not a new bull market move. No, this is a weekly relief rally. This bear market is not over right now. It is not going to be over anytime soon. There is time. We need to be patient. All right? Structure-wise, the end is just not here. All right? We have to be patient. Extremely patient. All right? Aerodrome Finance. I'm looking at Aerodrome Finance right here, guys. The question is, for some of these tokens, is this where we get the relief rally? You know, Aerodrome is retesting a major support on the weekly because, chat, you got below 28 cents. I mean, look, man, let's be honest. You go below 28 cents, guys. You're looking at an 8 cents token. Like, the only target is 8 cents once you lose 28 cents. Remember, per technical analysis. This is not my opinion. I'm just looking at the freaking chart. If the price of Aerodrome Finance goes below 28 cents, yo, you are looking at a project that could potentially dump below 10 cents. So if I'm looking at this, the question is the bottom of this weekly dump, is the bottom in? I'm not saying new bull market, but what I'm saying is, are we about to see a relief rally? And this is the reason, guys, I try not to trade relief rallies, because it is extremely difficult to actually predict them. So Aerodrome Finance could be one of those tokens that is actually leading the relief rally. All right? It could potentially get its relief rally right now and going forward, while Bitcoin continues to go down, and then we get the Bitcoin relief rally later on. So if I'm looking at Aerodrome Finance, look, if you can spend some time on the 15 minutes, maybe even the 1 hour, guys, are we breaking some structures? That to me is the question. So I'm going to say, if I'm looking at this right here, I'm going to say absolutely. All right. How do I know? Well, look at this right here, guys. We have a low right here. We come back to retest the low. We put in a low, a double bottom. Price goes up. We come back down. This is a higher low. All right. And then we take out the previous high right here, guys. And then we got a pullback right here. So I am going to say, and very confident, I am comfortable with this trade right here. With a stop loss, all right? Stop loss just right here, guys. Stop loss below 31 cents. I think this is a really good trade. So if I'm looking at this right here, let me go to the 4 hour actually. Even the 4 hour looks really good to me. So if I'm looking at this right here, I could put a trend line right here. All right, something like this. Look, clear breakout. All right, clear breakout of structures. All right, broken above, exactly what I just said on the 1 hour. This is the 4 hour, even more bullish actually. All right, broken above the highs, retesting. We have some higher lows right here, guys. I am very confident in this trade right here. So the question is, what are the targets? Well, guys, look, this is not crazy. This is a target right here. I'm looking at this range, guys. I am looking at the 60 cents range right here. So what are we going after? All right. If we think this is a clear breakout and this is a good time to jump into a position, what are we looking at in terms of, how much you're risking and how much your profit is if you are right? Look, I'm looking at a 75% move, 76 actually, and potentially 80% if we're looking at 63%, if we're looking at 63 cents. All right. What is our risk? Well, our risk is only about maybe not even 10%. Look at the risk right here, guys. The risk is about, almost 10%. So I am basically risking $1 to make 7. This is a really, really good trade. I am a big fan of this trade right here. So Aerodrome Finance to me looks really good. The moment the price goes below 31 cents, I am not interested until price manages to get back above 31. So let's say, you might get something like this. Remember, this is not financial advice, guys. Do your own research. We might get something like this. You get stopped out. Here, I'm happy to be out of my position. But if price was to reclaim the same support that was now a resistance, I'm happy to get back into a position. Very same trade. Stop loss now. I'm looking at below this target right here. Remember, it is all about risk management. Even if the price was to come back and take you out again, perfectly fine. Look, I would take the same trade over and over and over. All right. I think it only gets ugly in terms of, the setup of this trade if the price was to come back down and take out 20. Look, I'm going to go with 27 cents. Once we go below 27 cents, you don't want any part of this. Right? You do not want any part of this once the price is below 27 cents. But you go below 29, you get back above. I think I'm happy to get back into a position again because, look, you never know, man. This is an extremely volatile market. All coins extremely volatile. But as long as we have this where we are trading on the other side of this yellow line, I am very confident every time there is a higher low. All right. Or every time a price, gets back above resistance. So as long as the price to me is on this side of this yellow line, all right, look, you come back below this 27 cents, you basically are back in the trenches. And I don't want any part of, what could potentially be below 10 cents. But above 27, I am very, very confident. The reason I'm putting my stop loss, only below 31 is because, I want to make sure I'm not risking more than 10%. Remember, risk management is everything. All right. Don't blow up your account. Don't put, risk that is about 20% or 50% or 40%. Right. Anything greater than 10, you got to be careful. Now, you can absolutely risk more than 10%, but you got to make sure your capital, is only a small percentage of, excuse me, you got to make sure your position is only a small percentage of your overall capital. So I'll give you guys an example. Let's say you have a $100,000 account. If you are only trading with 2% of that $100,000, which is a $2,000, you should be willing to risk even about 50% of that $2,000 because even if you lose 50% of that $2,000, your overall account still is very good. So it's all about risk management, guys. But I really, really like this. I think all coins are going to pump very soon. But at first, I am expecting a major drop in the cryptocurrency market. $50,000 Bitcoin between now and March 15. All right. Look, let's see how it plays out. Let's see how this all plays out. But I'm very confident. I am very, very confident that the range has finally come to an end. I think we are in the topping range. Look, I'm not going to say that the crash starts right now. I'm not going to say that. But what I will say is we are in the end of this range. I don't see us ranging for a couple more weeks. I really don't. All right. I don't see us ranging for a couple more weeks. I don't see the price of Bitcoin higher. I don't see us in the $80,000 range from here. So I'm bearish on the market. It's only right. I'm thinking of $50,000. All right. It is only right. I'm thinking of the $50,000 range. Look, if you don't think this is the top, man, honestly, I don't know what to tell you. Right? If you don't think we are topping right here, like, I really don't know what to say to you, because every time we came to around $70,000, it's just not working out. All right. It is just not working out, man. You go to the daily, you pull up some moving averages. Look, what I say to you guys is respect these EMAs right here, guys. Once the price comes to the 21 EMA, most likely it is lights out. And most likely top is in. And very soon you're looking at the beginning of, you know exactly where we're going. All right, chat. Chat, what do you think? All right, what do you think, man? Oh, anyways, one more thing. Zcash is finally cooked. So we had a monthly close a couple of days ago. What is Zcash? Zcash. Look, I am confident right now, shorting Zcash from here. I'm gonna say from here. There's a risk, we get a major bounce, so you might go through some pain, short term. But you know what they say about pain, guys. Short term pain for some long term gains. Zcash closed its February monthly candle below the 10 monthly moving average. Chat, let me tell you something about respect. I don't mess with anything that closes below the 10 monthly moving average. Like, I don't mess with it at all. I stay away from it. All right. I stay away from it until price gets back above the 10 monthly moving average. But not only just get back, you got to close above the 10 monthly. So anyways, let me show you exactly what I'm kind of thinking. I believe we are right here. I believe we just did this right here, guys. Back in January of 2022, January 2022, we had a monthly close, all right, below the 10 monthly moving average. Shortly after that, Zcash tried to do some stuff, right? Broke above the monthly moving average again. But guess what? A relief rally on the monthly. We go from around $220. You look at the low of the bear market, down to around $8. $8. From 220 to 10. I don't want any part of this. So I am going to say to you, over the next couple months, all right, remember, this is not your 15 minutes. This is not your 5 minutes. This is a monthly chart. Throughout 2026, what I'll say to you is this. There's going to be a major, major crash in the price of Zcash. And you are looking now. Price of Zcash coming back to revisit $35 to $56. I will be happy. Look, I will short this project right here. Once again, there could be a rally. I don't know where the rally takes us. Look, can we get back to around $400 on the monthly? Probably. Probably not. I don't know. I am very confident that you are looking at going from today's price of $220. Minimum, I'll say you are looking at a 70% price crash. 2026. In 2026, from here, I think minimum you're looking at a 70% price crash. I believe we are revisiting 35 to 56. But let's see how it all plays out. We do got some targets, of course, before we get down there. We do have, I think, around $80. That is a legit target. So if I'm shorting right here, maybe instead of targeting 56.35, I go after 40. Put my stop loss above the previous highs. All right, something to think about. And remember, guys, I am the same person that I told you when Zcash was around $700 that its run was over. I told you guys right here, just in case you're wondering, why should I believe you? All right. What should I believe you? Why do you think Zcash is going to those targets? Well, let me show you why. Because when Zcash was in the $400 range, I told you Zcash was going down to $180. I gave you guys multiple updates. We're almost done, guys. Just give me a second. You gotta be kidding me. Oh, what the hell am I doing? ZEC. You know what's crazy? January 18. ZEC, $230 incoming. But look at the range, guys. From $180, right? What was the price at the time? $432. Not only did I tell you the $432 was coming, I also gave you the rebound. A drop, relief rally, get rejected, boom. You go to Zcash weekly. This is exactly what we got. Actually, daily, sorry. Look. Right here. Bang. Bang. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this right here, guys. Look. Down, up, boom. Look at the range. This is a range right here, people. This is the range. It's right here, right? It's right here, guys. There we go, right there. So, what do you think is about to happen to the price of Zcash once we go below $180? First, we got 120 on the daily. But ain't no stopping it. Ain't no stopping it, guys. When you look at the weekly, remember, the weekly is what matters. And then when you go to the monthly, even worse. There's no support. The more you zoom out, you know what they say, hot air, guys. There's nothing. It's like a balloon. Now you blow it. There's nothing here. All right, short. Look, you want to make money in this market in 2026. Don't long it. Short it. All right. So I'm giving you guys receipts, man. I told you BTC was topping. BTC, guys. I told you BTC was topping. This is February 2022. That was a different thing. Look. This is February 1st. Look what I say to you guys. I say, hey, 74,000, it's not going to hold, man. 74,000 is not going to hold. Get ready for the low 60s. Guys, this is exactly what we got. This was posted when BTC was at $77,000. So what I'm saying to you guys is, hey, don't believe me. Just look my track record. It is right there. Because at the time, I was looking at MicroStrategy, and I actually used strategy as an example. All right, 232, that was a major support. But the way we blast through 232, it was like nothing. So when I was looking at Bitcoin at the time, I'm like, oh, wait, we just got a relief rally on the weekly from 80,000 to 97, and $74,000 is just right below 80,000. Oh, it's no way. There's no way we hold $74,000. We going through it, and you're looking at low 60s. And guess what we got, guys? A $60,000 Bitcoin. That prediction was made when Bitcoin was at $77,000. You don't believe me? Well, it's right here, February 1st. It's in these live streams right here, guys. It's in these live streams. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you hit the like button. Just in case you guys are wondering what is going on right here. Subscribe first. Hit the like button. And get ready. Get ready, get ready, get ready. Oh my gosh, look at this. All right, so price broken above the 200, but this is a daily. This is a 1 hour time frame. If we lose this on a retest that's rejected, I think that should be the move to bring us down in this $50,000 range. And yo, look, I don't know why people I don't know how people don't see this $50,000 range coming. Yeah, all you got to do is this. Look, if you look at this entire range, all right, 62, 72, it gives you this, right? Once you go below 62, guys, I mean, look at the target. Look at the freaking target, man. What is the target? $52,700. All right. This is the target based on this breakdown. All right. This is the range. This is the target. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else do you guys want? Anyways, of course, Ethereum, Solana, the entire cryptocurrency market. I'll be very surprised if Solana stays up while Bitcoin is in the low 50s. I'll be very surprised if Ethereum stays up while BTC is in the low 50s. I see Ethereum somewhere around $1,300. Like, I don't know how people look at this market and think this is bullish. Look, let me tell you exactly what's coming. RSI is about to top somewhere around here. And then we're about to pull all the way back into probably oversold again. But this time, this is going to be an opportunity to long Ethereum. Why is that? Well, guys, look, I see bullish divergency. All right, I see what could be like a lower low. All right, think of this right here. If price comes here, this is a lower low. You want to be a buyer. You don't want to be a chicken right here, guys. You want to buy and then catch a rebound. This MACD right here, guys, I think you might get something like this. Either you get a higher low or you get a double bottom. So this MACD is going to give you something that looks like this. Remember, either a higher low or a double bottom. And I already showed you what the RSI is going to do. All right. This is the beginning. Let me tell you exactly what's coming, guys. This is the beginning of a bullish divergency on the weekly. All right. Remember, we are in the business end of this bear market. All right. This is the beginning of the end of this bear market. Time-wise, we have a lot of time before this is all over. All right. Price-wise, we're about to do something as we head towards the end of the bear market. Percentage-wise, I think the worst is already behind us. You know, Bitcoin is currently down, I believe, 50 plus. It should be 50 plus because you're looking at a $60,000 Bitcoin. We were trading at $126,000, our all-time highs. So if you go from right here, guys, all the way down, percentage-wise, we've already had a 50% haircut. So the worst is basically behind us. Right now, it's not so much about how much more can we go down percentage-wise. It's a lot more towards time-wise, how long do we have left? Remember, the bear market is not all about just the price, guys. Time is extremely important. And this is why I say to you, do not dollar cost average into altcoins, because it could be 2 years from now until altcoins are bullish once again. Why would you lock up your capital for 2 years, all right, when you can do something with that capital in the stock market? Even if it's not in the stock market, guys, there's a savings account. Maybe it's 3%. 3% is better than losing 50% of your value. Right? We got to think about that, guys. We got to think about that. All right? This is why I say do not dollar cost average into altcoins, because the risk is not worth it. All right? Maybe percentage wise, in terms of how much, can we go down from here? Maybe the worst is behind us. But time wise, how long do we have? For Bitcoin, is it 6 months? But for altcoins, guys, is it a year or more? Anyways, chat, appreciate you guys, man. Hopefully you enjoyed the live stream. Continue to subscribe. Continue to smash the like button. Continue to like. And we won't stream tomorrow, but we absolutely will stream on Thursday. And again, the big topic of today is I see us in the $50,000 range between now and next Sunday. And that is March the 15th. Let's see. Do we crash in the $50,000 range? Do we pump into the $80,000 range? Remember, the market is the ultimate referee. Not me, not you. Appreciate you guys. Hit the like, hit the subscribe. I'll see you guys next time.